Check the title of the video. Let's end this bitch. The final part of my Blu Ray collection. Let's do it. Continuing with the Star Trek movies. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. I don't remember this, but it was the end of the movies with the original cast from the original TV show. Back in the day, this must have been a whoa. I was like, I'm gonna miss them. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it's like. This movie, I remember liking it. I don't remember much of it. I just remember being like, hey, this is good. This is good movie. Good movie. And now we have Star Trek 7 Generations with James Kirk right there. He kind of dies like a little bitch in this movie, but I don't know the behind the scenes of this movie. All I know is that this was the first movie with the cast of the next generation of Star Trek, hence the title Generations. James T. Kirk is in it. Jean-Luc Picard is in it. They're together. They go, what? It's okay. It's an alright movie. This one is really good. I like this one a lot. Star Trek 8 First Contact. It's pretty much like they go back in time. I believe they go back in time to the first contact of aliens, and then the Vulcans show up, and then the universe of Star Trek, becomes what it is. I remember really liking this movie a lot. Yeah, it's good. I like this movie. I remember watching it and being like, oh, I like this. I like this. I like this. Star Trek 9 Insurrection. This is where I stopped watching. I haven't watched this yet. I should just pop it in and do it one day. If I end up having to need to get surgery on my foot, I'll watch all these movies. And of course, Star Trek 10 Nemesis with Tom Hardy, Bane himself. Again, haven't watched it. Star Trek, the prequel, sequel, reboot. This is a very, very good movie. Oh, and I do? Okay. This is a very, very good movie. I like this movie a lot. Lens flares up the ass. But, yeah, I just... the 2009 Star Trek movie, I remember going to theaters to see it, thinking, it's going to be an okay movie. It's going to be an entertaining experience. Really, really good. And, to me at least, what's even better is Star Trek Into Darkness, where John Harrison, who's Khan, that everybody on the planet knew who he was, This is one of the instances where the sequel is better than the original, if not just as good. This movie is dope. It's dope, and towards the end, you'll get in your feels, not gonna lie. Although, something happens at the end where I'm like, why'd you have to do that? It's like, that's kind of stupid. You could have just kept him in the situation that he was in, and then in the sequel bring him back like what happened with Spock, but I don't know, that's just me. Star Trek Beyond is an alright Star Trek movie. It's just alright. I remember bits and pieces of it, but I know that I liked it, but it's not like a masterpiece of cinema. It's not like Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, which is honestly what I like to call them, Star Trek 11 and 12. Because it's the 2009 Star Trek movie is a sequel, prequel, reboot, so, it takes place after the movies. It also takes place before the movies, and it also spawned its own franchise, kind of. Not franchise, but, their own series of movies, which would be a franchise. Step Brothers, which needs to be a franchise, because this movie is hilarious, and I tell you what, very quotable. Very, very quotable. Do you have any idea how many times I said room for activities when I was cleaning, when I was rearranging my room? A lot. Funny movie. I recommend it. Comedy classic? Maybe. Sucker Punch. Another one of the instances where I watched it twice, and both times I was compromised. I might need to watch this sober, and maybe I'll be like, do I like it or do I not? Because watching it compromised, I liked it. But we'll see what happens if I watch it sober. Zack Snyder, I like him as a director. Yeah, this is, I went to go in the theaters to go see this with my sister and brother. We had Four Locos. I remember that. Good time. Yeah, it was a good time. But then again, of course, I was drunk. Sully, Tom Hanks. This was given to me. I haven't watched it yet. Tom Hanks. Citizen of Greece. I wonder why. Anyway. Comedy classic. 100%. This was my life when I was 14, 15, and that's super bad. Coming of age. Is it a coming of age story? I don't know. All I know is that this movie is one of the best comedies ever. To me, and I'm pretty sure other people as well. This movie was me. See? They're nerdy, but cool at the same time. That was me in school. I love this movie. Near and dear to my heart. That's it. Let's do a twofer here. Ted 2. Both funny comedies. I went to go see both in the theater, and I was surprised how much I laughed. And be like, yeah, it's just gonna be like a live action Family Guy, which it kind of sort of is with the humor, but both movies are actually pretty funny. First one's funnier than the second, but still, they're both funny movies, which is the point I'm trying to get at. Speaking of funny movies, That's My Boy was okay. I chuckled a little bit. Nothing really all that too hilarious. Nothing side-splitting. It takes a lot for me to crack up, like side-splitting crack up, which I haven't done in years, and I'm looking to do that again while sober. Because compromise, I crack up at it, whatever. But sober, I don't know. But this is an okay comedy. I remember a little bit of it, but yeah, it's just okay. It's nothing to write home about. Like, here's a forfer. Yeah, I call it a forfer. Sounds sexual. The Terminator. Brilliant action horror movie. I feel like a lot of people mention that this, not only is it action, it's also a horror movie. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. One of the best sequels of all time. Better than the first. This is just an action movie, but the story is so good. The action is very good. The performances are good. And Linda Hamilton, honestly, can still kind of get it. Anyway, beside the point. Terminator 2, fantastic sequel. One of the best sequels. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. An alright movie. It's not as terrible as a lot of people say. It just doesn't live up to Terminators 1 and 2. But still, I like this movie. It's an okay movie. Didn't really need to exist as with the other movies, except for this next one, because I feel like they could have made this without Terminator 3 and make a prequel sequel. Terminator Salvation. Am I the only person on the planet that likes this movie? I feel like I'm the only person who likes Terminator Salvation. It shows what we want to see. Instead of going back in time, they're in the future, which at this point now is 2023. This takes place in 2018, is the past, but whatever. It shows the war, which is what we've been wanting to see, or at least I've been wanting to see, and we got it, but they didn't continue with it. You know what they should do? They're going to make another Terminator movie because they can't let franchises die. Go after this. Don't forget Genesis, forget woke garbage fate. Sequel to this. And finish the trilogy. But at the end, have the machines win. It'll blow everybody's mind. People will be like, what? How's that possible? I don't know. I can't think of a reason why, but, it's not my job. Leave it to the producers. Go fuck yourself. All right. Anyway. The Thing. One of my favorite movies. I like this movie a lot. It is, it's a remake of The Thing from Outer Space. And this is one of the instances where a remake is just as good, if not better, than the original. I'm assuming. I haven't seen the original, but this movie itself is fantastic. I love this movie. And it's like, keeps you on the edge, like, ooh, who's the Thing? Who's infected? What? Whoa, that guy's open. Ah! Stuff like that. Practical effects. Love it. Total Recall, based on the Philip K. Dick novel. Yes. This is another really good movie. I like this movie a lot. You got Arnold, Mr. Screw Your Freedom Butthole, whatever. Beside the point. Great movie. It's a great action movie. I recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it. The remake, I watched it on TV. I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched it on TV. Made me think it's whatever. But this I remember. I kind of remember this movie, The Town. Jeremy Renner was nominated for an Oscar for this movie. It's the extended cut. Okay. But yeah, Ben Affleck, bank robber, Boston, of course. I remember liking this movie. I remember bits and pieces of it. But Jeremy Renner's performance in this movie is great. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a nomination I'm all for. Didn't win, but a nomination I'm all for. 3:10 to Yuma. I watched this once and I don't remember much of it at all. Directed by James Mangold. Did Copland. Various other movies, doing Indiana Jones. But I remember watching this and being like, yeah, okay, alright. This was alright. I might have to watch it again, which a lot of these movies I might have to watch again. What do you want from me? Oh, Kevin Smith. Who I met, by the way. Great guy. No. Tusk. I love this movie. This movie is great. The image of a human walrus traumatized me to the point where my girlfriend at the time, I needed to stay over because I was literally afraid of a human walrus walrusing up in my room and gouging me to death with his tusks. But yeah, I went to go see this in the theater with said ex, and there were like 4 people in the theater. This traumatized me. Seeing a human walrus, now I can see it no problem, but this, whew, it's also funny too. It's a comedy, horror comedy. Always a good time. Yoga Hosers. This movie, Kevin Smith has a daughter. We get it. Yeah, this movie is, it exists. Okay, Kevin Smith, you got to make a movie with your daughter. Actually, you've done that before, but good for you, man. Good for you. In a starring role. Good for you. World's best dad. I gotta get out of Hollywood, man. 21 Jump Street. To me, comedy classic. Hilarious movie. 22 Jump Street, also hilarious. I wouldn't put it as a comedy classic. I don't own it. I wouldn't put it as a comedy classic, but it is a very funny movie. To me, this, I would say, is almost at a comedy classic level. Almost, thinking about it now. But, funny-ass movie. Guy gets his dick shot off, has to pick it up with his mouth. Fantastic. You can never make a movie like that today. Yeah, you can. Just ignore these woke freaks. Anyway, tangent over. Did I watch this? Unknown. I don't remember if I watched this or not. I might have watched it. I don't know. It's Liam Neeson. He kicks ass. He's tall. He's Irish. Yeah. I don't remember if I watched it. Damn. Ain't that some shit. V for Vendetta, Watchmen, Director's Cut, and Constantine. Or Constantine. Great movie. Great movie. I like this movie. Some people don't. I do. Great movie. A triple feature of great movies. All 3 of these, I find great. Like, really, I love good movies. If you couldn't tell by me saying that they are great. Wanted is a fun action movie. It's nothing, it's nothing spectacular. It's nothing, well, the curving the bullet thing was actually kind of cool. But it's nothing spectacular. It's just a fun, entertaining action movie. You see the top of Angelina Jolie's butt crack, which is cool and all, but the action, not bad. Not bad at all. I love this movie. Warrior, fantastic sports drama. I recommend this to anybody who hasn't seen it. It is a great movie, a story about brothers, about a estranged father. Estranged? I guess he's estranged, kind of. Not really, I don't know. All I know is that this is a fantastic movie, and I highly recommend anybody watch it. Everybody watch it, whatever. World War Z. I went to the theaters to go see this, and I was like, it's not all that, but it's an all right movie. I liked it. You got Brad Pitt with his hair. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I saw this in the theater. Seeing the zombies climb on top of each other was neat, But I would watch this again. I've seen it like a few times, but I would watch this again. It's an entertaining movie. It's all right. It's not terrible, but it's not magnificent. It's good, but And here's a twofer, twofer. X-Men Days of Future Past. The Rogue cut adds Rogue. Cool, because from what I understand in the comics, she's the one that sends Wolverine's conscious back in time. I could be wrong. Brother-in-law. Joel, you know who you are. Let me know. Is that how it is in the comics / TV show? And X-Men Apocalypse. This movie is damn good. And sue me, I think this movie is damn good too. X-Men Apocalypse, to me, is dope. I like this movie a lot. I like both of these movies. People don't really like X-Men Apocalypse from what I understand. Don't know why. This movie's great. But from what my brother-in-law tells me, at the end of this movie, in the animated series, and in the comics, yeah, why not? According to what my brother-in-law tells me, he's a pro on the animated series. Apocalypse is too powerful, so they have to freeze him and put him in space. But in this movie, they kill him. What? Come on. Oh, right. X-Men Dark Phoenix sucks. Anyway, now we're starting off with the 4K Blu-rays. Did I talk about this movie in another part? I probably did. The Batman on 4K Ultra HD. Funny story. When I went to go buy this, the first time, it was the 4K slipcover. I come home, I open it up, and I look at the Blu-ray, and I was like, wait a minute. It was the regular Blu-ray with the 4K slipcover over it. So, I went back, and I got the actual 4K Blu-ray. I keep on forgetting to give the other copy to my brother-in-law, so I have to remember. Maybe next time I'm there, maybe this weekend, who knows. And this movie I bought with the intention of watching, but I never got around to it because I am dumb. What's the director's name? The director's name is just straight up. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. This is recommended to me a lot. I bought this with the intention of watching it, which I have yet to do because I procrastinate a lot. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. A24. From what I understand, this is a great movie. I will watch it. I'm thinking about either streaming today or watching this. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch this weekend. All I know is that this was recommended to me, which I've said a few times. So yeah, I have to watch it. Oh, snap. Oh, I forgot I got this. The Godfather trilogy with The Godfather. Here, let me show you. The Godfather. The Godfather Part 2. The Godfather Coda. The Death of Michael Corleone. Bonus discs. The Godfather movies are masterpieces of cinema. 1 and 2 are. 3, if The Godfather 3 was a movie on its own, instead of a sequel to the other 2 Godfather movies, it would be an alright movie. But compared to the other 2, doesn't come close. But Godfather Coda, I remember watching it and noticing differences, like different scenes, which I thought was like, oh wow, I thought I wouldn't notice this, but I did. Hey, this is a different scene. This is new. This is an added line. What? The movie's all right compared to the other 2. It doesn't hold a candle. Not at all. It's bad. On its own, it's an all right movie. You know, if you just look at it that way, I feel like you'll enjoy it more as a movie on its own. John Wick Chapters 1, 2, 3, 4K Blu-ray. John Wick 4 comes out on my 30th birthday, as well as Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I'm getting a day early. Anyway, great trilogy of action movies. You could see the action. I remember that. I remember watching the first one in the theater and like, there's no quick cuts, no shaky cams, because that was a big issue back then. Not sure if that is now, but this is one of those instances where each movie is better than the last. That's just me. John Wick 2 is better than John Wick 1. John Wick 3 is better than 2 and 1, just by a little bit. Just by a little bit. That's just me. I'm probably the only one, but they keep making them. Screw it. The Northman by Robert Eggers. You know how much I love The Lighthouse. I like this movie a lot. I want to watch it again. This is kind of like the story of Hamlet, except mom kisses son. I don't remember that being in Hamlet, but yeah, this is a really good movie. The ending fight scene kind of is like, wait a minute, how you guys are fighting in a volcano and breathing fine? Like your lungs should be. Yeah. But yeah, good movie. Robert Eggers. One of my favorite directors working today. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm mad at myself that I didn't go to theaters to go see it. I was going to go see it. I wanted to go see it, but I was too lazy to get up off my ass and go. So I watched it on Netflix back when I had Netflix. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. I love this movie. And I'm so mad at myself that I didn't go to the theater to go see it. But that's on me. Spider-Man No Way Home. I love this movie. I cried in the theater. Not tears of sadness, kind of, because of something that happens, but tears of like, there he is. Ah! And I'm sorry, Andrew Garfield, I judge you too harshly. I'm sorry. I hopped on the bandwagon. Mom, was it a bandwagon? I don't know. It was the scripts. That's what I'm just going to say. It was the scripts. Andrew Garfield, I'm sorry, but this movie was an experience in the theater that I will never forget. Everybody clapping, cheering. I was like, yeah, oh my God, there he is. No. I love it. I love it. I love it. The Suicide Squad is better than Suicide Squad, the other one. Because James Gunn is good at, comedy action. Just look at Guardians of the Galaxy, this, and I'm sure other movies. I think he did Sliver. Is that what did he do Sliver, or is that somebody else? I don't know. All I know is that I like this movie a lot. You got Stallone back there as King Shark. Reason I watched it. I don't give a shit about comic book movies anymore, but Stallone is in it. I'm watching it. And it just so happens to be a good movie. And lastly, I love this movie. It is leagues better than the one that came out in theaters. This is a full, complete story. It is the true vision of the director. Zack Snyder's Justice League. 4 hours long. I watched it like 3 times. I want to watch it again. I watch it in one sitting. In one sitting, I watch this. I love this. It's a complete story, complete narrative. Everything makes sense. I'm so happy that he got to complete his vision with this. But it is what it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just saying, I love it. And that is my Blu Ray collection. Parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, complete. Yep, 5 shelves full of Blu-rays. Now, I liked making this series. I'm thinking about making a Switch collection video series because I have a buttload of Switch games. I have a buttload of PS4 games. I have a buttload of a lot of games in general that I could cut up in a few pieces. But, yeah, that's my Blu-ray collection. I appreciate everybody who watched the series. I guess, yeah, series. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a series. I appreciate everybody watching it. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm getting there. I gained 1 subscriber today. Everybody, whether it be 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. Getting subscribers, I love it. I love it. You guys are the best. I will appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you all later. Have a good day, good night, whatever. Sweet dreams, something. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Again, I appreciate it. God bless. Sweet dreams. I said that already. I repeat myself a lot. So, yeah. My Blu-ray collection is complete. I'll tell you about more Blu-rays. Then I'll make a recent Blu-ray pickup video. Recent video game pickup video. Recent book pickup video. I might even make a workout montage. Who knows? Anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye. Mwah.